there, the animals that are there. Yeah, we heard from Samantha in Australia that she saw a platypus.
Oh, really? Wow.
I was like,
Wow.
what? You know, I can't, like, nobody can beat that. That's amazing.
No, I mean, the only animal that I registered like on camera this weekend was like a little rabbit behind my house. Like, it's not nearly the same. No.
No. Yeah, but so yeah, it's what's great is that everyone's got their own stories that they can tell about the weather, about what animals there were, about whether the equipment worked or didn't work, or we had almost a full moon last night, which was incredible to go to sleep under clear blue skies, things like that. You know, that's really beautiful. Other people, you know, had to get up early to quickly get everything done before it started raining too much. So it's always an adventure. It's always an adventure.
Right.
And sometimes the best things that you plan just don't go to plan, and you just got to see how it goes.
Yeah.
Part of the fun.
Yes. Yeah. So when you sleep in a hammock, in your case, like, do you like prepare for the rain? Did you guys all have like rain tarps over the hammocks?
We tend to look at the weather, because putting up rain tarps can be a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
And because we had dry days outside, we were like, yeah, we'll be fine.
Right.
But if we're sleeping for more than one night, then we will set up rain tarps. Yeah. It just adds to the time for the setup, which is, I mean, it's great fun when you can do it, but you don't want to be doing it in the middle of the night when when the rain starts.
Nope.
So
nope. Nope. Yeah, I know it's a lot of work, or it's just like a lot of just extra work.
Yeah.
It's not necessary. You want to see the sky anyway, so it's like, well.
Yeah, that's another thing. There are some great tents that do kind of come now waterproof. So, you know, they come in kind of tube shapes, and I think they're worth investing in if you're doing it a lot, because then you're not having to take the risk with the weather. Is that you can cope without it, without watching the weather report every 5 minutes. So I think that's going to be my next investment. So that, yeah.
What was it called again?
The DD hammocks do it, and also I think Hennessy hammock.
Hennessy hammocks, yeah.
Fantastic, but I'm sure there's more. I'm definitely sure there's more. I think a lot of the tent companies and hammock companies are coming out with alternatives to encourage people to go hammocking a bit more often.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just not like, I know there was like in the States at least like this entire kind of was like a trend, and, you know, instead of taking your tent, like take your hammock. And I had a friend, and he always wanted to sleep in a hammock, and I was like, well, let's just take the tent with us as well, because I'm pretty sure we're not allowed to just tie in everywhere. And so we were in a lot of national parks, and it's just like, you know, prohibited. It's just you cannot do it. It's just, they just don't want you to destroy, like, I don't know, they're just more afraid of it, that people like destroy like trees and I don't know what. So it's not always possible.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. I forget that you guys have got quite a lot of restrictions, because I mean, and I also forget in Germany, I get caught out a little bit in Germany, because in Scotland there's just, it's like we call it like what's it called, right of way, and you can camp anywhere, and you can have you can even have a fire, obviously, with care, but there's very few restrictions in Scotland. So I think growing up with that, I'm not aware of a lot of the other places. I mean, I think the restrictions are there and they're great. They do help. They do prevent people from taking advantage of the natural world. But that's good to know. So, if I came to America, I'd probably just bring a hammock and start stringing it up all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just be prepared. At some places they might kick you out with your hammock.
Yeah.
How did it go in California?
Oh, excellent. We had a good night, but we got rain, which was kind of amazing. This is the first rain of the season. We haven't had any rain since March. So,
Oh,
you
wow.
know, so we don't mind, but yeah, it started coming down. And now it's cloudy and people are waking up and coming out of the
Yeah.
trees. So I'll show you the trees. I'll turn around. Oops.
Eric has like a really professional setup with everything. I really like that.
I know. I love it. It's great.
Ready for everything.
Okay. So here, so you see the ropes and the tree
Oh,
posts
look at that tree.
and some other oaks further up the hill. There are some people, a couple of people, I think, still sleeping.
Amazing.
So I gotta remember to bring my hot point so I have a signal.
Yeah, that is a good hotspot, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm
it works great.
wondering, can something like that work in Florida?
Hey, wherever you have coverage. So
Mm.
in my area, usually Verizon is really good, and I have Verizon, but right here it's bad. So I had to go buy a T-Mobile hotspot, and that's got good coverage.
Interesting. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I was like, I did not notice, like moving to the States, that yeah, you depending on the provider, you may or may not have like internet. So
Right.
yeah, and normally
here-
T-Mobile was supposed to be bad, but now yeah, in a lot of cases it's good. But
So here's a couple other people sleeping up here,
Nice.
and here's another tree. Here's where I stayed. I see my my rain cover sort of collapsed, but it worked fine for a while. It's hanging down like that.
so did you guys all have rain covers, or were you not prepared for this?
I think one person was not repaired. I think she bailed and went home. She didn't have a cover, but we sort of improvised. People had tarps and different covers, but you know, it was unexpected.
Right. Yeah. 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 I mean, who would have known?
So
It's good
Was
though.
it a lot of rain, Eric?
it wasn't a lot. No, it was light. It was light rain for,
Okay.
for maybe 3 hours.
Yeah. Nice. And how many people are in your camp?
Right now, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that I spent the night.
Ooh, very
Yeah,
good.
and
Yeah.
and I have like 4 people further back that are cheating. They're ground camping. So they were drying their tents.
Yeah, yeah. Still part of it. Yeah. Yeah. I have 8 people in the tree and yeah, a lot on the ground and in vans and such.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was great. But you had a good evening?
Yeah, we did. You know, we had a sat around and shared some wine and stories and had some interesting conversations. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I just found out one of the guys that's part of the group here. He used to be a rock climber. So I don't know if you ever heard of Yosemite. Yosemite is a world destination for climbing the big walls, and there's a lot of stories. There's legend of people mountain climbing. People come from around the world to climb it. So our friend Jonathan, he was part of that scene. He was a rock climber. Used to climb the big walls.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah. Do you know some of the famous rock climbers?
Oh, I'm gonna.
You might not hear me. Just ask him this.
So it's the same. I just asked you. Do you know the famous rock climbers?
Yeah,
Like
some of the
personally?
yeah, I grew up in the Bay Area. I was born in '74, so I overlapped. I was the next generation from some of those famous guys. So I know a couple of them. They took me under their belt and took me up to Yosemite, and
Oh wow. Wow, yeah, because I always understood it's like a pretty tight community.
yeah,
Yeah.
I met up with them, and they're like, "Here, let me take you up this," and I'm like, you know,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And
so-
did you sorry, Juliette, on you
no,
go.
no, you go ahead.
I was gonna ask, did you sleep out on the rock face on
yes,
yeah.
yeah. Some routes we did. Washington's Column and El Capitan. Yeah.
Oh wow, El Capitan.
Nothing like the stuff you see in the movies. It's like, I mean, like super extreme stuff. The stuff that kids are doing these days are, you know, I mean, pretty, like Alex Honnold and stuff. I cross paths with him, but he's the newer guys that are those kids.
Yeah.
Older, you know, the older climbers, they had those generations, they had very minimalist gear.
Yep.
And some of those guys, they made their own, you know, pitons and things like that. And so the technology was pretty simple. So I came up, technology started picking up when I got into it. So,
yeah, nice. But yeah, I mean, that's where the foundation of, you know, how all these new climbers have gotten to where they are is through the climbing of the people back in the day.
Climbing and caving.
Yeah, it's different. It's different these days because, I mean, you know, the kids typically they start in a climbing gym and then they go outside. Whereas for us, we didn't have a climbing gym back then, so
yeah, that's true.
Outside.
That's
All right,
true.
Nadia, how about the Florida group?
We canceled because it was serious storms moving through.
Oh,
No.
Yeah. So I think next year we're going to do this a little bit different. I think we're going to give ourselves like 3 days of possible camping, because to be honest, Friday night would have been perfect for camping.
Oh, that's annoying.
First, if we give ourselves like, okay, we're gonna camp one of these nights, like, you know, set that apart in your calendar.
Nadia, we'd like to see you in a hurricane, like those newscasters. They stand in the middle of a hurricane and give a live report.
Yeah, my hair like yeah. And some of those storms, when they come through, they're pretty serious, and the amount of lightning is pretty serious. So yeah. So okay, we learned that for next year we'll just, you know, set aside Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights as our possible.
Yeah, and several people did that this year, and actually several people actually took last weekend because the weather was so much better than this weekend. So so yeah, it's a learning curve. yeah. But hey, also well done on pulling the plug on something like that, because some people do just try and, you know, kind of get through it, but there's not worth that at all. So yeah.
Not when there's lightning. I mean, that's
be a human lightning conductor at the top of a tree. That's a terrible idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Florida has some sort of record for the amount of people that get killed by lightning or something. It's
really?
Yeah, we have some serious lightning in here.
Oh no.
Or is that because they don't worry about it? They're not smart enough to go out and get out of the storm.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you just don't. Sometimes it's not in the storm. You get the lightning on the, you know, on the outskirts of the storm, and that's where most people get hit. I personally know someone that, you know, got hit and died.
Wow.
Yeah, and he was not in a storm, but the storm was coming. So you get sometimes some of that lightning ahead of the storm. Yeah. So it's it is something we definitely all, you know, consider. And
yeah,
that's smart though. Yeah, I mean, you can always go canopy camping in the week running up to the Foo. You're preparing.
Yeah.
Or afterwards to relax. Just because like you put so much work in that area.
Yeah, we're probably going to just have it later when it's cooler, the temperature. Winter for us, which is, you know, we have such a mild winter in Florida, and to probably just invite the Atlanta people, the club, whoever wants to come in here and help us work on some of those trees, because not the computer. Because we're gonna need help pruning and getting some of the dead. So that's probably what we're gonna do, is just say, hey, come here, help us out, and we'll have the camp out probably in January.
Yeah. Yeah, lovely.
Nice.
Never a bad time for a camp out. When whatever is the best time for you, that's the best time for a camp out. Definitely.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, cool. Very cool. So the next step then is the VU in April. And so that's like the next what's the
thing.
word? The next event. My God, I'm tired. I think the weeks of work have just like come like gone, okay.
Yeah.
Now you can lie down. Yeah, and so that's a good 6 months away. So that's really cool. And yeah, thank you guys so much for all the support and for connecting as well. I think it's really exciting going forward. The kind of connections we'll make and such, and plans and events that will happen. So
Yeah, and Vicky, think about a European rendezvous. Is that's a possibility?
yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. I still need to send you that link for the conference. I will do that when my head is switched back.
Cool.
Sure, I will remind you. I have it
Yes,
written
thank
down
you.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really good to know. Yeah.
Perfect. But yeah, send through like photos or videos or anything like that. Just send them through to kind of the email or whatever's easiest with you, Dropbox, Drive, that kind of thing. Because in the next few weeks we'll be kind of building up compilations of all the different campouts. It would be nice to do a GOTC one.
Okay.
Specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I can try to do that. Yeah, if you can get something like a compilation together for like next week, that might be just a little bit, it doesn't have to be everything, but you can do that. I don't know, like I have a video editing like software, so I'm pretty good at it actually.
Yeah.
I'm not a pro, but I can put things, glue them together.
Yeah.
So perhaps something like that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, at least I have I don't know, like my ex-students from like Panama, the Brazilian guys, they went camping. I actually didn't know. So I don't know if they have done it before. I don't think so. I think maybe they became aware of it because one of them got a scholarship for the VU. And then I think he was included. He probably went to GOTC website and Facebook or whatever, I think.
Yeah.
That's probably how he found out. Yeah.
And he was based in Brazil or in Argentina?
No, so so they are in Brazil. Like there are two, I trained 3 Brazilians and 1 person from Mexico. But in Panama, where they got trained. And then and 2 of them are, so the Mexican guy also Matisse also got a scholarship. And then this guy, the Brazilian guy, Leonardo, also got a scholarship, but they both study in the States. So they both have advisors that like basically grab them from like Mexico and Brazil and be like, you need to go and do PhD, basically. And so and now the Brazilian guy, he could finally go back to Brazil because he was stuck in the States during the pandemic. So he could finally go back and do research. So he's now like at the research station. Yeah, they're hanging out there with that research team. He sent me lots of pictures of all of them in hammocks and climbing.
Nice, really nice. Yeah, I'll have to check on the registrations and on the maps to see if it was them. That was very cool.
Right. Yeah, I want to know. Yeah. It's kind of in the middle of the Brazilian of the Amazon, kind of. Like I would say central south a little bit, but not for sure.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Jimmy will be able to get me his camp out videos by the end of the week, but we never know with reception and when and he's in the community or not. So but yeah. Cool. I will keep you updated.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm surprised we didn't see Sid at all. I was really thought that he would have popped up in one of these meetings.
Yeah, me too. He's been so crazy busy with work. I think he's kind of disappeared a little bit because he was a big part of the BCC earlier in the year, but I think just with work, he just kind of disappeared and busyness. But yeah, same. I'll reach out to him this week and see what's happening. I know he did a camp out, but I haven't heard anything from him specifically. So yeah, because he was going to be. There was talk of him doing a VU in the UK, but then COVID hit and
right. Oh, and Brexit.
Yeah.
So that was actually the first, like, Brexit was actually, because it happened before COVID, or at least like the run to it. So that was our main concern actually earlier on. And then actually, I think before COVID, we actually already decided to not go through with it.
Okay.
And then COVID hit. And then I was like, well, Brexit.
Well, that's a double no.
It's a double no. It might even be a no, like, for a much longer period of time, because he was so uncertain about everything, not just COVID, but also still with Brexit, like how that affects everything.
It's still having massive issues with us. So I mean, like in Germany, it's just a nightmare getting anything in the country or out the country. So I can't imagine it's going to get better. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better.
I think so too.
There was also the issue, remember, of the having to have 2 lines for climbing. There was some regulations that were changing at the time, and he was very concerned about how that was going to affect basically, because if suddenly people had to climb with 2 lines, that's a different way of climbing compared to what most people do. And how was that going to get handled? So that was a big issue. And then the Brexit was the other big issue. And that's when he finally decided that it was better to wait to do this in a different year once things change.
Yeah.
So
what do you mean with 2 lines?
Maybe Vicky can explain it better.
So there were health and safety individuals that decided that they wanted to investigate how safe climbing trees were. And then they knew nothing about ropes, they knew nothing about work at height, they knew nothing about nothing. Typical health and safety people. And they decided that because there were people that climbed on buildings with 2 ropes, that they had basically a PDF saying this is how you climb safely on 2 ropes, and the tree care industry didn't have that. Then the tree care industry was being very unsafe, and that they must use 2 ropes, so they must have a backup, basically.
Okay, that way. So basically always be tied into 2 connection points.
Yes. Now, there is some argument to say that perhaps you could do that on just ascent. But if you're going into a 15-meter tree, you're pretty secure on where your anchor point's going to be. You could see it from the ground.
Yeah.
And the practicalities behind using twin lines, not to mention the financial implications, and just how much more impractical it is unbelievable. But what's more unbelievable is actually the legislation went through, and they now are demanding that tree care climb all the time on 2 independently anchored lines, which for tree care is madness, absolute madness.
Right. I can imagine that in many situations you just don't have 2 tying points. If you're taking down a tree, at some point you just without. Right.
Yeah. And then the time it takes to install twice as much gear and then move, every time you want to move, it's going to take you twice as long, if not more. So it's, I mean, obviously most people in tree care are just going, we're not doing that.
No.
And they're kind of ignoring it. But if it gets to the stage at which legislation has been written about it, then it could be enforced. And something formal like having a group of people from overseas come climbing in the country, your insurance is required and you have to tick all the boxes, and if the question is asked, then it could be very quickly happen that everyone would then be required to climb in this particular way. And
Right.
that's just,
Okay, so maybe let's just, if we go to Europe, let's just go to mainland Europe. Keep things
There we go.
simple.
yeah,
Right?
it's
I mean,
a lot less complicated.
Yeah.
in the island. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you know, of course, I've never lived in England or Great Britain or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but I, you know, as a mainland European person, I always think it's like, oh, it's this big step to go to England.
Yeah.
Even though like it's like in my mind, it's like, okay, it's not. When people ask, it's like, okay, it's just 5 hours by bus or whatever. You know, you go
Yeah.
across the pond and you're there, you know. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, it does feel like a big step. Like I've been, of course, to Germany, even the Czech Republic and Switzerland, like way more
Yeah.
often than like UK. It's
Yeah.
just not. You do have to
Yeah.
cross the pond, you know. So,
yeah, they're making it more and more difficult, or it's you have to jump through a lot of loops now. And the other thing is that the almost kind of British humor is that nobody on the island actually knows what's going on half the time anyway. So they make all these rules and then no one knows what's going on.
right.
So it's a comedy of errors, but it's not that
Yeah.
funny.
Well, I have a suggestion. I think Scotland should just create its own country and make its own rule.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm praying that happens in the next few years. Yeah.
I mean, they were kind of against, like most people from Scotland kind of voted against Brexit, right? Or for, like, what was it? Or like
No,
after
yeah,
that,
so
there was a
it
sort
was-
of,
They were against
65,
Brexit.
65. Do you know the ironic thing? The thing that makes my blood boil, even thinking about it now. A lot of my generation voted against independence because we were told that we would be kicked out of the EU. So a lot of people were like, and this is what England told us. They were like, no, you'll be kicked out of the EU. You're not welcome in the EU. You're going to have to give up that. You have to be completely isolated. So a lot of people who were pro-independence, wanting to get away from the government of England, actually went, hey, no, I don't want to be, I don't want to lose the EU. That would be silly. We're part of this bigger nation. That's not the point. So then they voted against independence. And then 1 year later,
Oh, very
England votes to come out of the EU, and we get dragged along with it. It was
Right.
over 65% of Scotland voted against Brexit.
wow, yeah, see,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
I know there was this like kind of big divide between some of these.
Yeah. It's been a horrible kind of 4 years, 5 years. It's
Yeah. I mean,
not,
even for us mainland Europeans, I think, even like for me, I felt horrible during that entire time, like because I didn't want you guys to leave, and I am not even in Europe anymore, But it was such a weird feeling because I am, of course, from the generation where we opened up like all the borders and you could go everywhere, and it was kind of like this moment where you were like, oh, we're gonna lose like our Dutchness, but then we opened up the borders. And that was not the case. We were all still like, we had our own culture scene, but now you could just go and work everywhere.
yeah.
And then of course we got the euro, which was weird. Like you didn't, but like that was weird. But then we got used to it so fast, and I was like, okay, this is just convenient,
Yeah.
And then it's so weird to have that kind of like, a country that just like steps away from that. Even though, So I didn't get it. It was very frustrating.
No, I mean, don't tell my partner this, but a big reason that I live in Germany is because of that total shit show of those 2 years. But of course, most of the reason is because of my partner. But there was definitely, it was like, I'm not sad to leave.
Right. No.
But how has that affected you, Vicky? Because now with Brexit, then you have to get a special visa then to work in Europe?
No, because I became a resident, so I'm not a citizen, but I'm a resident. So I pay my taxes in Germany, my company's in Germany. I've lived here for 3 years. Then Germany's very good with refugees. not a refugee, but with with immigrants.
Yeah.
They're very welcoming. They're very open. And all they do is they just every 8 years they reassess your situation in Germany. So,
Okay.
and they say, okay, you're still here, you still live here, you're still paying taxes, that kind of thing. But it did take me about a year to switch everything over completely. So I had to give up my company in Scotland. I had to change my driver's license. I had to change my address, and I had to get residency. Whereas before, I could just fly back and forth, and it was no big deal. And that took about a year, and I had to inform them that I was here and who I lived with and everything. But at the moment, there's no negative consequences of that, and I can't see it happening. There's so many British people that live in Germany. So I think, I don't have any fear that they'll kick me out unless I do something very bad.
So it looks like we have Russia on board
Yeah.
here. Let's see if they have a signal and they can introduce what they're doing. Hey,
Proud win.
Russia, are you there? Can you hear us? Can you unmute? Nope.
Eugenie? I don't think so.
Hello.
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 Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too.
We
How did
are
it-
just coming back to our campsite. One of our friend has gone to Moscow already, and we are now preparing for bath. Speaking frankly, we need some bath because it was not so cold this night, but still some of us think of the second sleeping bag.
Right.
But,
Timothy, Vicky, do you hear me?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, how cold was it there, Eugenie?
Timothy sent a link to some greeting video for our community. If you can get it, you can show it for all, because I don't know how to do it via Zoom. So
Okay.
can
I have it.
check please. Check please our chat and find the link.
Let me check. I didn't have great reception. Yes, I do have it.
So
Uh,
how did the dog do? Did the dog go up in a tree?
No, the dog was at Camp Inn because two of us slept under the tree, and two. A dog named Steve. I wonder you remember him from our previous video.
From a video, yes, from a video. Because we were like, oh, they're gonna take the dog up.
We have a cat, and he really a good climber.
Yeah, but-
Most part of our trees we climb together.
Right.
Not
so I've encountered a lot of cats that are very good climbers going up, but they can't go down. So is your cat good going both ways?
He goes down well, yes, but to climb him up needs some of my intention first.
I see.
Agreed, but that is his fate to be a cat of a tree climber. So I think everything is okay on our location, and it was great to feel that you are somewhere close to us. There were no internet connection at that place, but our video operator worked till night, and we had some night photos. So I think you will see it soon maybe 2 days he edit these videos and we can show.
All right, looking forward to
Nice.
it.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Yeah.
From our team, we would like to thank you for organization of this meeting and that we can take part in it. And greetings from my Petzl colleagues. It was good experience.
Great.
We today morning we record some technical videos from our truck driver Vladimir. He'd like to present not new maybe technique, but it is his way to climb the trees using loops. Do you know loops?
Yeah.
Carabiner and loop. And the main idea of this technique that is no harm for the tree, and probably some of you use this technique. Are you? Don't you?
I don't know. Like, I'm trying to picture what you're talking about. Maybe.
I think this will, you can see it in our edited video. We'll present it.
Okay.
Maybe
Awesome.
discuss. Maybe.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, I always like to learn like new techniques, especially if it doesn't harm the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are good.
Griet, I just sent you something on the WhatsApp.
Oh, on the WhatsApp. Let me go
Yeah.
to WhatsApp.
Yeah. Can you see if you can open it?
Yeah.
This is the video from Eugene.
I still have to download it first. Let me see. Three top greetings. That's a very nice name.
Vicky, I've sent it to Facebook chat if you can.
Yeah.
Find.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see. I don't know. Like, Vicky, do you already have it downloaded? Oh no, it's already downloaded. Okay, it's fine. Show in folder.
Well, maybe not to stop this Zoom conference. You can show it further.
But I have it downloaded.
Griet has it. She has it now, so she can share it on the Zoom.
Oh, let me. Sometimes my computer wants to know if I'm still Griet. Or like it's more in Microsoft. It wants to know if I'm still Griet.
Yeah, that's well. I can get philosophical.
Let's not do that. Let me see if Microsoft is accepting me. Yes, it has accepted me again. Okay, now I can.
If you can see, our location was under this mount.
Oh wow!
And on the bottom of this mount called Shibaba, that is a river, and our location was there.
Amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Which part of Russia are you? Like east or west or south of Moscow? Or?
That is South Russia. If you know Caucasus.
Caucasus.
Western,
oh yeah.
Northwest Caucasus. We have heights about maybe 500 till 100 meters high. So it's not very high mountains, but from the window I can see snowy summits. So.
Nice.
So how many months of snow do you get?
That's why we have a very rich diversity of trees here, because all levels are presented here, started from oak and beech forest, and then upward we have Norman fir. Do you know Norman fir?
Yes, yes.
And our Petzl friends find out that Norman fir is the highest tree in Russia. That was a special expedition in about 2 years ago, and they measured many trees and find out that the highest one was how many? About 60 meters high, and actually that's the highest tree.
That is amazing. That's much taller than I would expect. Yeah.
And that is the same people who lead and who managed this expedition, Vladimir and Victor.
Nice.
They are
Very cool. Very nice. Yeah.
I hope we stay in touch after this. I will show your video now. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Let me
Thank
do that.
you.
Sure. Okay. I hope this goes well. Let me know if you can see it. Guys. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
I recognize him. That's one of our friends.
Okay.
Timofey.
All right. So I'm gonna play it now. I just wanted to check you could all see it.
Hello once again. Team Big Canopy Camp Out finally climbed the tree where 4 of us were on top of the tree in hammocks, and we're really happy to be here. This tree is climbed for the first time, and it was a fantastic experience. Below you can see the river in the canyon. Thanks to our guide Evgeny, who showed us this fantastic tree. It is a huge oak tree, and we're happily climbed that today. So hello everybody, and we're really glad to be a part of this big family of recreational tree climbers. Fantastic activity and fantastic people. Thank you for invitation to join this big international online event. We're really happy to join it, and we'll continue to post our videos and our tree climbs to show the Russia, the beauty of the Caucasus, the beauty of Russia and the beauty of Russian trees. Let's save the planet, let's save the trees. Let's go together and do this. Hurrah!
YouTube now. Oh, I don't know where that's coming from. All right.
Yeah, something like that.
Are you back? Yeah, we're back.
Really cool.
Yeah, really cool. That's really cool. Like that's a really like we talked about your oak the other day, and we're all like really impressed by your video and just the oak itself. But yeah, that's a really amazing tree.
That was really great, and we were the first who climbed it up, and there are a lot of epiphytes, and I don't even know what's the name of these plants. It was a great blanket of big blanket of moss.
Moss, yeah.
No, not.
And
Something else?
inside of it there are some plants that I don't know, and we'll check out what it is.
Cool. I mean, yeah, that's awesome that you find new things that people can know about, right? That's like amazing.
Yeah, the location having that waterfall, I mean, that it looked beautiful.
Yeah, sorry for the sound, but we can nothing to do. Waterfall, so
Well, it's a good thing you have some guys with like loud voices, so
Yeah.
they spoke up well. Yeah, that was really good. Are there any, just out of curiosity, are there any female tree climbers in Russia that you know?
in
Women.
our company or in general in Russia?
Well, in your company, just close to, you know, where you are.
We have Alina, this is my wife, and I don't know any Russian girl tree climbers. Do you know Volodya? Vladimir said that he knows at least 3 of them.
Cool.
So,
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
We should expand that a little bit.
Yeah.
next time we will invite them here. To
Yeah, you
join
should.
us
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be really cool. That would be really cool. Well, really nicely done.
Our package with the merch comes to the post office, but we can't manage to get it from there because we were in the forest. So we can get it maybe tomorrow or in
Okay,
2 days.
good.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, a little
It
late,
was a
but
long story. Yes, but
yeah,
thank you very much
you're
for your
welcome.
support.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you for all your.
Very
cool.
inspirational.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I want to show a few pictures from my friends in Brazil, just
Yeah.
because they cannot connect, but just they sent me a lot of pictures over WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So we South Americans and Europeans like WhatsApp a lot. So can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
This is Leonardo. So he got a scholarship for the rendezvous in Florida, and his team. This is Kleber, who I trained as well. So he's actually the guy who always goes up like the Flux Tower. They have a giant tower as well in the forest. And this is the rest of the team. I don't know these guys, but this is Kleber. He's always happy, always. And then I'm not going to show the videos because they don't load well with WhatsApp. But really recently, this is pretty awesome. They took up a small team with a camera because I don't know who they are, but like so they were going back to the forest, and there was this team who was like, we want to make a video, a little movie about your work there, about the field site. So they did all of this, and they spent like a week trying to.
It's called Franklin something. Do you see it on there?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it this guy? You mean? I don't know. So yeah, so they did that, and him up was, I think he had a little bit of back problems. So yeah, this is like
she's screen sharing.
this is like the team there, or some of them.
Really cool.
There are some. I think it was really recently that they kind of like figured out that this was going on. So I will ask them like how this kind of happened, but yeah. So yeah, but they have had like a really busy, not couple, like probably like a month that they have been doing a lot of work again. And he is going. Leonardo goes up in the trees and like measures like a leaf level with a little, I think, spectrometer, like little camera, basically what's going on inside the leaf. So he goes like crazy high up to like measure every level. And yeah, so they've had a busy couple of weeks with camera people, and then this, and yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
They're happy.
Hey Grete, could you send me those photos, or ask them if I could have those photos so that I could put them in the compilation? Then that would be cool.
Yeah, and he actually sent me a lot more because I asked him, can I share? And so he sent me a lot more, but they're not coming through because their internet is so bad. So yeah. Yeah, I will ask him, and yeah,
that'd be great. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, I'm gonna have to head off actually because we still need to get some of the ropes down, and
Okay.
I think it's gonna rain.
Oh,
It's like,
okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, it's also almost like time a little
Okay.
bit.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
3 more minutes.
Can I just get one quick question in? Sorry about this.
Oh no, you can get more questions in if you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to find out how you connected with the group. It's is it with the Sequoia tribe down in Ecuador?
The Sequoia Ramalino, yeah. You want to connect with them, or how I connect?
No, actually, I've been doing work with them. I've actually been. I was actually scheduled to go down and give them tree climbing training here this September, except for I was supposed to be down there right now, but I had to cancel with the COVID.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just kind of curious how you came upon them for the big canopy camp out.
Yeah, so for the cause, so we were searching for a cause early in January, and through Amazon Frontlines and through If Not Us Then Who and various other charities, we stumbled across their GoFundMe, which was to raise money.
Okay.
This next of all? Yeah. Sorry, it's my stepdaughter. Yeah, so we came across their GoFundMe page, and we were just taken with it, and how they were really fighting hard to protect their particular area. It's only 44,000 hectares, and how much pressure they were up against. And I've spent a lot of time in the Amazon myself, not with them, I've never met them before, but with the Warani and the Kichwa. And so we got in touch with Beth Pitts, who is their translator, and also the person who is basically trying to set them up as an NGO. And she's originally from England, and we managed to track down an email for her. She set up the GoFundMe page, and we got in touch, and that's how it kind of snowballed. We then started speaking with Jimmy and having kind of translation Zooms and WhatsApp chats with Google Translate, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just wanted to support from afar. And is it this particular community that you're working with?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I've actually been down there 3 times.
Yeah.
And
so
we
you
did
know
an initial.
So,
I don't know Jimmy. I've been introduced through different people, and I haven't been introduced to like the whole village or the whole community. But yeah, there's another group, another American actually that went down and lived with them, that I've been in touch with. And
they're very open to people visiting. They're very keen to teach people how to travel ethically and how to communicate well with indigenous communities, and rather going in and just taking what we want and coming back out again. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that you've already made contact. They're very open to wanting to meet people and such. But it's really cool that you'll be climbing with them. That's really nice.
Yeah, that's been I started back in 2015, went down and introduced them to tree climbing, and I've been having trouble trying to get back. But yeah, hopefully this next year, with better situations, we'll be able to go down and actually give them full-on courses and help train them.
So did you leave like gear behind for them? Like, do they have some?
I'm sorry.
Did you
They
leave?
do have.
Mhm.
Yeah, they've only got 2 sets of gear, and actually the one fellow that I trained was 72-year-old who took the gear that I left him, and then there's another fellow, Joseph, who's from Spain who's been living with the community for the last, I don't know, about 7 years as well. Actually, Eric was the one who introduced me to the fellow that introduced me to them. But Eric left Joseph the set here as well. So Eric's been involved with this as well.
Cool.
Yeah, they used to bring some of the shaman, the tribes and the shaman, bring them to Costa Rica for ceremonies.
Yeah, so I had gone down there and done an ayahuasca ceremony with them on my first trip, and went back to their original territory in Lugar de Cocha, which is the far eastern portion of Ecuador, right on the border of Peru. Yeah, so it was pretty amazing, and they're trying to, apparently a lot of the younger part of the community is trying to get and move back into the territory, but it's very difficult.
Yeah, it's been 50 years. A lot of deaths. Yeah, they're very proactive though, and I don't doubt that it'll happen. Things are changing, which is cool. They're quite something, and just feel very privileged to have kind of made that connection and to be able to just support in any kind of way. But yeah, they're the ones doing all the work. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
hopefully by the end of next year, we'll all be able to go down and climb with them.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Nice.
So Vicky, how much did you guys raise so far?
So far we're actually over the 5,000 mark.
Oh, good.
Now. So,
cool.
so yeah.
Very good.
We're gonna send that initially so that then they can get on with their tour, and then we're gonna keep fundraising until Christmas or until everything in the shop is sold out, and then yeah, we'll add that up. So that's really pleased about that. That's very cool. That's very cool, and we'll follow them on their trip around Ecuador, or as in they'll provide us with the information and we'll share it as they go around meeting other Indigenous communities and building the curriculum for the school. So
Cool.
Yeah, really nice.
Cool. Yeah, it sounds really nice. And I know some of them are in Peru, right? It's kind of like the territory goes into Peru or not?
So they're split.
Okay.
700, approximately 700 in Ecuador, and then another 600 in Peru. And they were split about 50. They were split with the wars about over 50 years ago.
Okay.
And a lot of them haven't seen those members of the family in that. So this is what gentleman there was saying about how they would like to get back to those ancestral lands because a lot of their spirituality is based there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering if they were in contact or anything, but yeah. Okay.
I think due to the militia, they haven't really been able to make much contact, sadly.
Right. Okay.
I know. Very
okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, thank you guys so much again.
Thank you.
And, we'll chat next week. And
yes.
Send through everything you've got and try make some things for it. And I'm gonna go and get my hammock before it rains.
Yeah.
That'll be typical.
All right, sounds good.
All weekend until the last 10 minutes. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
guys,
you.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you so much, Vicky.
Bye.
Bye, Gret.
Bye, guys. Have a good time taking everything down, I guess.
Oh yeah, we'll take our time.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, very good. We will talk later.
We will talk later. Thank you guys for being here. And thank you to the Russian team. We're still hanging out. All right. Say something. Right. I'm going to get ready for tree climbing, actually, because I haven't climbed so far. So I'm going to get ready. Yeah, go to Evergreen.
Well, good luck.
Thank
Have
you.
fun.
Yeah, thank you. It will be okay. New climber in the group, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. Well, James, I hope to see you around. I hope you stay in touch. I know you've been busy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been really tricky.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm considering trying to make a trip out to Colorado, hopefully in the next 3 months.
Well, let us
So,
know. There are
yeah.
a bunch of us that climb trees at least. Yeah. Let me know. Let her
Yeah, I
know.
will.
Yeah, good. Fun. Why
All
are you
right.
going to Colorado? By the way?
Where would I go?
No, why?
Why?
And also where? Yeah,
I
also
used
where.
to live in Western Colorado in a little town called Paonia.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that, but I don't know where it is actually. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a really small little village. That's just on the other side of Crested Butte.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Well.
Yeah.
We're on the other side of the mountains a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, only 5 hours.
Yeah, only 5 hours. Only 5 hours. I still need to get used to it sometimes. Like as a Dutch person, only 5 hours and you're like 5 countries over, you know. I mean, or at least 3, but yeah. But here it's still, sometimes you're still like, oh yeah, only 5 hours and you're still in Colorado. Yeah.
Well, we consider that West Kansas.
What? Wow, that's quite the insult, right? Oh my God. Well, no, it's still Colorado.
I mean, the amount of the
We can still hear you though, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you should go over and explore. You should go and explore the western slope. It's a whole different world.
Yeah, I've often taken, of course, like what is the I-70 straight to the other side. So I do, but I'm waiting. I'm searching for a new car. So I'm kind of like, I don't have a car at the moment that can make it further than to the supermarket. So yeah, so that's what I'm waiting for, because I was planning to go on some mini vacations, because of course, like I have not had a vacation in a long time.
Yeah.
You know, so but then my car didn't work when I came back, and it's too expensive to fix for what it is. So yeah, I definitely want to go to like that part, because I haven't really seen that part yet, like because it's a little bit more south. It takes longer to get to from here, because you have to go, yeah. But yeah, so I was planning on doing that, but we'll see. If once the snow falls, I'm gonna grab my snowboard, and I think Crested Butte is actually on my pass for snowboarding, but I don't know. We need a car though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's really incredible. Obviously, there's Telluride as well, and Ridgeway. Yeah, that whole area down there. But even just seeing the Black Canyon, the Gunnison of the Black Canyon.
Yeah, I have seen the Black Canyon once. I was really impressed. Impressed. I saw it before I ever saw the Grand Canyon, I think.
Oh, really?
Or maybe not. Maybe not. But I was more impressed with the Black Canyon.
Yeah, it is. It's really incredible.
Yeah, it's really incredible. Yeah. That's a nice area. Yeah, cool. Well, come on over to the other side of the mountains, and that's where the tree climbers are. It's true. But yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Have fun.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
All right. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The cool thing about getting all that.
Okay, Petzl team, I think I'm gonna go. I'm not sure that. Eugene? Eugene, bye-bye. Let me end this for now. Bye, Petzl team.